Hello, today I'm going to showcase the Dagger skills. As you can see, the first skill right here is Throwing Knife, which costs 0 mana, and it is a pretty decent attack. It deals as much damage as your basic attack does, but overall it doesn't have a high DPS, but of course that is kind of expectable being that it costs 0 mana to use. The next skill we have here is Spike Dart, which costs 100 mana, and it does deal a lot more damage than Throwing Knife does, because it attacks 6 times, and it also gives your target a slowness effect. So yeah, it is a pretty useful skill. Then over here we have Poison Dagger, which doesn't deal as much damage as Spike Dart, and it costs twice as much mana, but it does have a poison effect, but the poison effect isn't very powerful, so I wouldn't really recommend using this skill. And over here we have Gatling Knife, which costs 300 mana. This one, unlike Spike Dart, attacks 8 times and deals a little bit more damage, but it doesn't have a slowness effect, and it isn't that powerful for costing 300 mana. So out of all of these 4 skills right here, I would recommend this one the most. But now we're going to move on to this one. Now this one I've never used before, but based off of what it says, it's supposed to attack every time you evade. So yeah, I don't know, like you might just have to test this one for yourself. I haven't used it. And these two I've used before. This one gives you a special skill that there is a small chance that when you attack, you can land an extra hit. And then this one basically raises its activation rate as well as how much damage it deals. And when I had both of these fully upgraded at level 15, it dealt from around like 15 to 35 damage each time. So if you are looking for a little bit of extra damage, I would recommend these. They are pretty decent. So now we're going to go and test these out on Gespenst here. So, as you can see, that didn't deal a whole lot of damage, but for costing 0 mana, that is pretty decent. And it is useful for, like, characters that, like, have very low ranged capabilities. So, yeah. But then we have this one over here, and I forgot that I actually did set a combo for this one, which I'll show you after I'm done fighting Gespenst. But as you can, usually it does deal a little bit more damage after that. Like, if you hit your enemy a few times, it can be pretty decent. But onto the next skill. As you can see, that didn't deal a whole lot of damage either, but it does have a poison effect. But it's really not that powerful of a skill. So I'm going to try and regenerate my mana. So now I'm going to use this on Gespenst. And that did a little bit more damage than all of the other ones. But, let's see, so 500 times 8 is 400. So for costing, wait, no, not 400, 4,000. So that actually was a pretty decent skill. So the only really, like, powerful skill would be this one and this one. So yeah, like, if you are looking for a little bit of extra range damage, you can get these. But overall, dagger skills aren't that powerful. So I would probably just stick to using your actual, like, skills like these and stuff. But yeah, that's about it for this video.